go green. And here they come. Off of turn 4. The double zero of Sheffield leading him into turn 1. Frere fighting back on the outside. Here comes Ferguson up on the inside of the second row. And Ferguson into that number 2 spot. Keep your eyes peeled for that 55 of Rayner. He was hooked up last week big time. Starting at the back of the pack has already picked off one car. A lot of good machinery out here for this qualifier. Sheffield out in front. Ferguson to the number 2 spot. Cormier runs in third in the 2. Turner fourth in the 92. Cormier into the rear of the 10 car. Everybody stacking up behind the leaders as they complete lap number 2. Sheffield out in front, but Ferguson is putting on the pressure still. Cormier runs third in the 2, Turner fourth in the 92, Jeff Wade in the final top 5 position in the 17, then Quavo in the 7, and Rayner in the 55. Now Ferguson goes to the outside in turn 1, gets slipping into the loose stuff a little too much, and can't go around Sheffield for the lead. Here comes Cormier up on the inside. The 2 feature winners so far this season battling it out toe-to-toe. Then 3 abreast coming off at turn 4. Cormier ends up into the number 2 spot. Now he's to the inside of Sheffield for the lead. Cormier in the Snap-on Tools car number 2 is your new leader. Ferguson trying to follow him right on by into the number 2 spot. Sheffield trying to fight back over on the outside. Won't be able to do it. And Ferguson is into the number 2 spot. Sheffield still running third in the double zero. Fourth is Turner in the 92. Fifth is Wade, but here comes Rayner to the outside of Wade for 5th spot. Rayner in the 55, pulling alongside, really gooses it down the backside and into the number 5 position. He's the man on the move from the back of the pack. Cormier and Ferguson getting away from the rest of the field now. 6 laps are complete, 4 more to go. Cormier and Ferguson. How many times have we seen that so far this season? In the limit of action we have seen because of the weather. Both of them really stroking those cars out. 7 laps complete, 3 more to go. Cormier and Ferguson out by themselves. Turner still working on Sheffield for the number 3 spot. And Rayner still running in the number 5 position, looking for a way around Turner. Coming off of 4. Sheffield continues to run a conservative line, and it's working well for him as he holds on to the number 3 position. Turner really working over his rear bumper. Now here's Ferguson to the inside of Cormier coming off of turn 4. White flag is out. Ferguson's got the inside line as they go into turn 1. Cormier fights back on the outside, edge of the head. Ferguson to the inside, down the back straightaway. Pulls the nose in front, down the back straightaway they go into 3 and 4. Ferguson in the lead, but he'll go a little high off the turn. Cormier comes back, but he won't be able to do it, and Ferguson picks up the victory. Cormier a solid second. Oh, and the 55 explodes coming off of turn 4. Oh, and Cable and the 31 of Frere coming together as a result of the smoke. Nobody could see what was happening there. A wild end to that race with Rick Ferguson edging out Tom Cormier for the victory in a wild one. The lights are on coming off of turn 4. Oosting has the edge going into the first turn, but Alterdice down to the inside immediately in the 84. Gregory working on the high side. 3 abreast coming off of turn 2 early on the race. Frere backs it down in the middle. The other two are trying to avoid that newly put down water. And Oosting leads him around a complete lap number 1. Gregory still working on the high side of Larry Moore for the 3rd spot as they go down the back straightaway. The Campbellford Chrysler 22 pokes a nose ahead as they go down into 3 and 4 here. Oosting has been getting better each week and showing signs of putting it together. Pulls out to a half a straightaway advantage. Alterdice in the number 2 spot in the 84. Gregory now sole possession of 3rd spot in the 22. Followed by the 38 of Larry Moore. The 7 of Roger Cable. The 34 of Rick Ferguson. The 31 Charlie Frere and the 2 of Tom Cormier. Down the back chute. Oosting really doing a nice job out in front in the Woolwer Auto Service Auto Pro Dealers car number 1. 4 laps complete. Gregory now to the high side of Alterdice for the number 2 spot. Ferguson getting out of shape in turn 4 that time. Coming around off of turn 4, 5 of 10 complete. Lustig still out in front. Gregory in the number 2 spot in the 22. Removing a pylon down there on the front straightaway. A little squirrel doing a nice job. Lustig. His lead starting to shrink now as Gregory's pulling up on him. 4 laps to go. Earl's got plenty of time, and here comes the 22 on the charge. Gregory closes in as they go into turns 3 and 4. Lustig now with the pressure on for the first time in the race with 3 laps to go. Gregory pulls right up on the rear deck, goes to the high side as they go down the back straightaway. Lustig sticking down low on the racetrack. Remember, it's kind of greasy down there on the very inside. Lustig manages to hold off the challenge with 2 laps to go. Both cars straight through 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway they go. Gregory getting a little out of shape off of turn 2 that time. Now pulls right back in on the 1 as they go through 3 and 4. Coming off of turn 4, they get the white flag. 1 lap to go. Lustig sawing the wheel a little bit coming off of turn 4. Straightened it out nicely that time. Now here they come off of turn 2, and it's still Lustig out in front in the 1. Can he hold on? The rookie and the veteran battling up front first here in the late models for the driver of car number 1, and he's going to pick up the win coming off of turn 4. Just slightly excited about it. Greg Lustig in the 1 pumps the fist in victory. The 22, Earl Gregory, into the number 2 spot. The 84, Wally Alterdice, finishing 3rd, and Larry Moore grabbing 4th spot. Green lights are on coming off of turn 4. And Sheffield from the outside into the lead. Kenny Sheffield out in front again in the 00. Rayner, who did so well at the Ridge on Thursday night, into the number 2 spot in the 55. Bob McEwen runs 3rd in the 28, and here comes the 92 of Turner into the number 4 spot as they come off of turn 4. Now Turner trying to drive right around McEwen into the number 3 spot. Gets it out of shape just a little bit in turn 2. They wiggle off of turn 2 that time, and now Turner pulls alongside again in turn 3. Can't get by. Sheffield getting away to a little bit of an advantage here. Now McEwen gets a wheel underneath Rayner for the number 2 spot. Down the back straightaway, the Z28 takes the inside line. He'll pick off that number 2 position. Turner takes advantage of the opportunity and moves right back into the number 3 spot in the 92. Turner goes to work on McEwen, showing some smoke, though, at the back of the 92. Turner more than his share of mechanical problems the last couple of years here. And it looks like they're starting to arise here in the heat race early on. Goes to the outside of McEwen. They go in at turn number 1 once again. Turner way up high in the loose stuff, ends up losing ground. Sheffield still well out in front in the 00. McEwen 2nd in the Z28. Turner runs 3rd. In the 92, 4th is Moscow in the 71. 5th spot belongs to Darren Davis in the 5. Bob Robb runs 6th in the 8. Rayner in the 55, Waite in the 17, and Mitchell in the 19. 5 of 10 complete. Ken Sheffield, who won the 25-lap tilt here last Saturday night, back out in front. And the Chance Motors build the automotive supply 00. Down the pack chute, Sheffield's lead about a half a straightaway now over McEwen in the Z28. Now Turner to the outside of McEwen for the number 2 spot. Turner really throwing it sideways into turn 1, and Turner picks off the number 2 spot. The County boys out in front, Sheffield in the 00, Turner in the 92. Let's see if Paul can make a charge and catch the pilot of the 00. 8 laps complete, 2 more to go. Sheffield doing a nice job in the 00. Turner's turning about 18.6 laps in the 92 as he pulls in on the rear deck of the 00. White flags out, 1 lap to go. Trying to get his second qualifying win of the season. Pulls alongside as they go down the back straightaway. Turner on the inside, Sheffield on the outside. They both go high in the turn. Turner gets into the gas coming off of turn 4. Here they go to the flag, and it'll be Turner picking up the win in the 92. The 00 of Sheffield into the number 2 spot. Nice run by Kenny as well. Bob McEwen comes home third in the Z28. Almost got a shot at the lead there. And the 71 of Moscow comes home in 4th spot. Green lights are on, coming off of turn 4, and Stacy off the outside pole, leads down the right shift. Stacy pulling away quickly as now Mitchell gets into the gas of the number 19 as he runs in 2nd spot. The 71 of Moscow running 3rd. Alterdice in 4th spot in the 84 as they come around to complete lap number 1. Stacy out to a nice lead already, and 71 of Moscow working on Mitchell's inside for the number 2 spot. Ferguson starting to show some muscle back in the pack. He runs 5th with Turner in 6th spot. Field, everybody else starting to bunch up. Alterdice getting a little racy. Thought about going inside of Moscow and then decided that wasn't the thing to do. That ended up costing him 2 spots as Ferguson and Turner move by on the outside into 4th and 5th spots respectively. Top 5 qualify for the feature race. The rest of them go through the non-qualifier. And Alterdice still having his problems in turn 2 there as he goes to the very back of the field now. Stacy out in front in the 34. The 71 Moscow running down the 19 of Mitchell big time with the 10 of Ferguson and the 92 Turner right there. Ferguson gets a wheel underneath the 71 of Moscow down the back straightaway. Races for 3rd spot. And Ferguson polishes him off in turn 3 and now goes to the inside of Mitchell coming off it. Oh, and the 71 of Moscow really starting to show some smoke now. Moscow in the 71 looked like he launched something, but it appears to have healed. Might be just steam or something like that as it continues to run pretty well, really. Stacy still your leader in the 34. Mitchell second in the 19. Third is Ferguson in the 10. Moscow 4th in the 71. Now Ferguson again to the inside of Mitchell, racing for 2nd now. Mitchell gets off the racetrack and Ferguson goes into that number 2 spot. He'll now set his sail for a fellow pick tonight. More than 34, Brad Stacy. 7 of 10 laps are complete. Jeff Wade finally starting to dice his way through the field. He's dodged off a couple of cars. Still a long way to go. Ferguson tracking down Stacy as they go into turn 3. Stacy gets right out of the way, basically. And Ferguson pulls alongside and now into the lead as they go into turn 1. Moscow still taking care of the mosquito epidemic in the Brighton area as he runs in 3rd spot. 4th is Mitchell in the 19 with Turner to the inside of him, bidding for that number 4 spot. Ferguson starts to bring it on now as the white flag comes out. 1 lap to go. Moscow really showing some big-time smoke now in the 71. Down the back straightaway, the 10 pulling away. Ferguson through 3 and 4, picking up a heat win in car number 10. 2nd spot goes to Stacy in the 34. Moscow survives long enough to finish in 3rd spot in the 71. 4th spot goes to Paul Turner in the 92, and 5th spot to the 19 of Eric Mitchell.